There's a vertical stack on the sideline, and now Pavel Giannis throws one up, and it goes over the head of Anson Repperman, who thought he had a line on it, and settles gently. Tread cool is Jonathan Mass, so almost as if nothing terrible had happened. The disc is picked up, but then, speaking of terrible things, we've got an awful throw by Marmerstein that somehow gets corralled. It looks like Mark Fedorenko caught it, but he's got a mark on him, and he better unload it quickly. He doesn't have a lot of time. Sends it back across to Marmerstein, who returns the favor by gathering it. This offense, but it never reached him. Maxstad has it now. He slings one out to Marmerstein, Van Dusen, who just makes sure, then picks up at that left hand all ready to go, as he always does. Underneath it is Repperman, jockeying for position with Pardo, and Brian Himes says, teammate of young Mr. Weiss's. This one goes to O'Brien. O'Brien shuffles it out to Zhao. Van Dusen coming over the mark, and now Nick Gelati running under this with Weiss. But Weiss has got the legs to get up there. He's a tall guy, and he sends it over to O'Brien. And with 10:05 coming in through the stack, but not quite in a pick, was Max Shepard, who now looks to be going deep. Now Fedorenko takes advantage of the deep poach by Zhao to catch a big 20-yard in cut. He finds Max Shepard, disc a little behind him, throws up a hammer. Don't think anybody's going to get there but Max Thorne, and yes, indeed. Max Thorne pulls it down. Sideline, fakes an inside out. Gallagher under pressure, but catches it in front of Morgenstern and then shoots an inside out up to Giannis, who's got a deep receiver. Looks like it's Pardo, and he got a jump on Anson Repperman. Maxstat slings it out to Morgenstern, who catches up with it. He's got Tranquillo, and he jacks a dying quail there, and Tranquillo almost pulls it in off the deflection. 50 seconds left. Giannis has the disc. He slings it up, and it's going to hang a little bit, but not enough for Sam Van Dusen to get to it. And rather than taking advantage of that turnover, Marmerstein fills it, fakes that big blade. Max Thorne dancing at the front of the stack. Jonathan Mast catches one. He's got plenty of time, pulls it in. There's no pop-out cut there, but Fedorenko makes a break to force cut. And he is not fouled early in games. Really beautiful pull. Lands deep in the end zone. Throwing through what he might have thought was a foul was Gallagher. This one is launched deep. Underneath it is Alex Thomas and Pardo. And Thomas looked like he took a great line to the disc, but Pardo. And it ends up being no contest. Zhao pulls it out of the air. Big Dan Vacheroth goes up, and anticipating the backhand, Marmerstein sticks out his foot, gets a critical block, and that was very important. Beardsley has it. A 15-yard head start, and Marmerstein, knowing exactly what the handler was thinking as a handler himself, sticks out his foot, blocks it. Max Thorne goes up, pulls in a tough one, and then feeds David Vatz in the end. Jeff Weiss clearly a source of concern as Dylan Tranquillo is deep. However, this one comes looking for Alex Thomas, Tranquillo underneath it. Pardo, however, Mike Pardo goes up between it. Has Morgenstern on him. Weiss on an in cut. Tranquillo in front of him. Repperman running behind Pardo downfield. And cutting it a little bit too close was Gallagher, marked by Ferdella. Weiss didn't have anything. And now Ferdella picks it up off the turnover with Thunderbirds with a chance to pull even. Morgenstern has the disc on the doorstep. He's being marked by Giannis. He looks like he's going to break to AT, but instead sends it into the middle to Ferdella, who shuffles it to Sam Van Dusen, cutting in front of him. And now rolled. D'Amicis at the top of the stack. Sam Van has it. And you know he's looking downfield right away. Finds Shepard, another guy who likes to look downfield, and he cranks one. Magilski has the inside position against Trotter. Pulls it down on the goal line. He's got Van Dusen in the end zone. He pops one up to him, and Van Dusen scores, and it only takes a... Who receives it in the end zone, sends it up to Gallagher. It's now in the hands of Giannis, who definitely looked eager to jack that one. And, wow, Repperman thought he had a line on it, but Pardo read it a little bit better. Repperman committed. Pardo let him, turned around in the middle. He finds Smith, who's got Gelati downfield all by himself, soon joined by Weiss. Didn't really have a throw. It was cut off. This one sent out into space to Toll. Toll doing a lot of handling today. Finds Nick Gelati on the in cut. He's got a couple of different options. Chooses to throw it to Sam Van Dusen, and Mike Pardo wakes up just in time to make a bid on that. Instead, though, the disc works all the way across the field to Toll, who finds Smith in the end zone. 37 seconds left. The whistle goes, and it's a goal. So, Thunderbirds with a 1-goal lead. It's dumped back to Thorne. Clock is winding, 28 seconds remaining. Double team again. Sent into the middle of the field, but it hits the ground. 20 seconds remaining. Weiss has it. 18 seconds. Giannis looking. Thunderbirds on defense. Deep back is Edmonds. Now Vats is the last man back. We've got 10 seconds left. This one is set up. It's right on the doorstep. Oh, my goodness, Pardo, possibly with the game in his hands. It slips through his hands, as does the opportunity. And as the clock expires, Thunderbirds ahead 21-20. We've got a little discussion down here on the field. It looks like they're going to have to blow the whistle after the turnover and let a few seconds elapse. There's 4 on the clock, and he's not going to have to do anything with it. Well, actually, he will. He's going to have to throw it in order for things to stop. It snuck into Max Thorne's hands, and as time expires, in an odd little conclusion to a very tight